The Department of War is betting hundreds of millions on commercial AI firms to build agentic workflows for the battlefield, while DARPA quietly stands up a red team to attack those very systems before adversaries do. Meanwhile, a LinkedIn post about a $100 AI voice agent reveals just how fast the gap is closing between military-grade automation and what a solo developer can ship in a week. From the team at the Synthetic Daily, it's Wednesday, May 6th, 2026. Good to have you with us.
We went through 18 posts, articles, and threads across LinkedIn, Substack, and YouTube over the past week to dive deeper into the world of AI in government and defense.
Here's something that would have been unthinkable 5 years ago. OpenAI now has a contract with the Pentagon worth up to $200 million. Not for search, not for chatbots, for prototyping what the Chief Digital and AI Office calls agentic workflows, semi-autonomous AI systems that can complete tasks currently handled by human staff, from logistics planning to operational decision-making. And OpenAI isn't alone. Anthropic, Google, and xAI all received equivalent contract from the CDAO last July.
Which is wild, right? Because the real story isn't just who got the contracts. It's the structural reorganization that preceded them. Deputy Secretary Feinberg ordered the CDAO placed under the Office of the Undersecretary of Defense for Research and Engineering, creating what he called a powerful innovation engine that can deliver AI superiority from laboratory to battlefield. The entire innovation apparatus, DARPA, the CDAO, now reports through a single civilian CTO, Emil.
The Congressional Research Service isn't entirely sold. Their analysis warned that this consolidation could create new bureaucratic barriers to fielding AI solutions, essentially adding another layer of approval between commercial AI labs and the warfighter. It's the classic Pentagon tension, centralized for coherence or decentralized for speed. The administration is betting that one person with clear authority moves faster than a committee. History suggests that's true right up until that one person becomes a bottleneck.
What's genuinely new here is the procurement language. Contractors are now expected to meet AI model parity, meaning they deploy the latest models within 30 days of public release. That's an extraordinary requirement. It means the Pentagon is explicitly tying its capabilities to the commercial frontier, not to bespoke military systems that take a decade to field.
So you've deployed AI to the battlefield. Now what? DARPA's answer is a program called SABER, and its job is to attack your AI before the enemy does. It's a 24-month initiative designed to build what DARPA calls a DoD-wide operational AI red teaming ecosystem. That means teams of specialists whose full-time job is data poisoning, adversarial patch attacks, model stealing, and electronic warfare disruption against deployed military AI.
BAE Systems already has a SABER contract. The program is classified at the secret collateral level, which tells you something about how seriously the Pentagon takes the threat. This isn't academic research, it's operational testing against systems that are going into theater.
Think about what this means in practice. You've got OpenAI and Anthropic building agentic systems that might help plan logistics or assess threats. And simultaneously, you've got DARPA funding teams to find every way those systems can be fooled, corrupted, or stolen. It's an adversarial loop baked into the acquisition process itself. The military learned from decades of cybersecurity failures that you can't bolt security on after deployment. SABER is an attempt to make AI robustness a first-class requirement from day one.
Separately, DIU's Thunderforge project is already integrating commercial AI into theater-level planning, meaning the systems SABER is designed to stress test aren't hypothetical. They're being used. The gap between prototype and deployed is collapsing, and DARPA is racing to ensure the testing infrastructure keeps pace.
Now let's zoom out from the Pentagon to a wellness business in some American suburb. Stephanie Nyarko posted on LinkedIn this week about building an AI voice agent. Total cost, about $100 a month in API calls. That answers every inbound phone call, qualifies leads against budget and timeline criteria, and books intro appointments directly into a calendar. No human in the loop.
Her stack: N8N for workflow orchestration, 11 Labs for voice synthesis, Claude for reasoning and qualification logic, Twilio for the phone number. She noted that service businesses miss roughly 30% of inbound calls, and that a human virtual assistant costs $2,000 to $4,000 a month, while only working 9 to 5. Her AI agent never sleeps.
Here's why this matters beyond one LinkedIn post. The same architectural pattern, an orchestration layer, a reasoning model, a voice interface, and a communication channel, is essentially what the Pentagon is spending hundreds of millions to prototype at scale. The difference is that Nyarko built hers in a week. The tools are the same. The reasoning engine is literally the same company's model. What separates a $100 salon booking agent from a military logistics planner is context, security requirements, and stakes, not fundamental capability.
This is the moment we're in. The building blocks of autonomous agents are cheap, composable, and accessible to solo developers. The hard problems aren't can we build it, they're can we trust it, can we secure it, and what happens when it's wrong. Those are exactly the questions DARPA's SABER program is trying to answer at the high end. At the low end, Nyarko's answer is simpler. If it recovers one missed booking, it's paid for itself.
CSIS polled in over 60,000 combined views this week on a single question. Is the United States running out of missiles? Mark Kanchan and Chris Park, Senior Advisor and Research Associate at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, laid out their assessment of U.S. missile inventories, and the engagement tells you how much the question resonates.
The concern isn't new, but it's intensifying. After years of supplying Ukraine, maintaining deterrence postures in the Pacific, and watching China's military-industrial output accelerate, defense analysts are asking whether the U.S. industrial base can produce munitions fast enough to sustain a major conflict. Kanchan has been beating this drum for over 2 years, and the data keeps getting worse.
This connects directly to the AI-first defense strategy. Part of the rationale for autonomous systems and AI-enabled planning is that they might reduce munitions expenditure, smarter targeting, fewer wasted shots, better logistics. But that's a future capability, not a present one. Right now, the Pentagon is simultaneously trying to field AI at unprecedented speed and replenish physical stockpiles that have been drawn down by real-world commitments. The trillion-dollar fiscal year 2026 budget is supposed to address both. Whether it can is the trillion-dollar question.
That connects to something else we saw. The size video also underscores a broader anxiety. The window of vulnerability framing suggests there's a period, perhaps right now, where adversaries might calculate that the U.S. lacks the inventory to sustain a fight. That's a deterrence problem, and no amount of AI fixes a deterrence problem if adversaries don't believe you have the weapons to back it up.
In what might be the week's most unexpected viral content, a short YouTube video from someone billed as the MIT monk racked up over 3,000 engagements with a 60-second framework for evaluating whether your diverse interests actually reinforce each other. The creator, who trained as a monk before becoming CEO of a fast-growing tech company, offered a 4-question test. Do you describe one interest using the other's language? When one improves, does the other improve? Do you borrow tools across domains? And if you removed one, would the other suffer?
It's a tidy little framework, and it went viral because it speaks to a real tension in professional life. The pressure to specialize versus the instinct to explore. But what's interesting from our perspective is how precisely this maps to what's happening in AI careers right now. The most effective AI builders we're seeing aren't pure computer scientists. They're people who combine domain expertise, medicine, law, logistics, defense, with technical capability. Nyarko's voice agent works because she understands service businesses. The Pentagon's AI contractors need people who understand both transformer architectures and military doctrine.
The Monk-to-CO pipeline is an extreme example, but the underlying principle is sound. Detachment from outcome as a negotiating superpower, contemplative practice as a resilience tool. In a field moving as fast as AI, where the tools change every quarter and the stakes keep rising, the meta skills, patience, presence, the ability to hold contradictions, might matter more than any specific technical certification. The MIT Monk's 4-question test is really asking, are your experiences compounding or just accumulating? So here's another thing. We'd be remiss not to mention what's buzzing in the broader tech world this past week. Apple apparently has a new CEO, and it's someone most people have never heard of, an engineer, not a product marketer or operations specialist. The video titled, "An Unknown Engineer is Apple's New CEO," pulled massive engagement, and the fascination is understandable. Apple's last 2 leadership transitions, from Jobs to Cook, defined eras. This one might too.
The choice of an engineer signals something about where Apple thinks its future lies. For the Cook era, the thesis was operational excellence, supply chain mastery, services revenue, margin expansion. Choosing an engineer suggests the next chapter is about building new things, likely AI integration at the hardware level, mixed reality, or both. It's a bet that Apple's competitive advantage in the next decade won't come from optimizing what exists, but from inventing what doesn't yet.
This connects to the broader theme of the week. Institutions are reorganizing around technical capability. The Pentagon puts a CTO in charge of its innovation apparatus. Apple puts an engineer in the corner office. The message is the same. The era where technologists report to business leaders is giving way to an era where technologists are the business leaders. Whether that produces better outcomes is an open question. Engineers aren't always great at the human side of leadership, but the bet across sectors is clearly being placed. All right, let's zoom out and talk about the bigger picture. What are the main themes running through everything we covered today? The first big theme is Agentic AI goes institutional. The same agent architecture pattern, orchestration, reasoning model, action layer, is being adopted simultaneously by solo developers and the Department of Defense, suggesting we've crossed a threshold where the pattern is stable enough for serious deployment.
Next, adversarial readiness as a first-class requirement. The Pentagon's choice to fund red teaming infrastructure concurrent with AI deployment, rather than after failures, represents a maturation of how institutions think about AI safety in high-stakes contexts.
Next, technical leaders ascending to institutional command. From the Pentagon's single CTO model to Apple's engineer CEO, organizations are signaling that the next competitive cycle will be won by those who build, not those who optimize or market.
Next, speed of update as procurement standard. The 30-day model parity requirement fundamentally redefines defense contracting from bespoke multi-year builds to continuous commercial integration, creating a new category of vendor relationship.
And the last one, physical and digital readiness gaps. The U.S. faces a paradox where AI capabilities advance monthly, while physical munition stockpiles take years to replenish, creating mismatched timelines that adversaries could exploit.
So if you're going to take away a few things from today's episode, here's what I'd remember.
Number 1. The cost difference between a Pentagon AI agent and a solo developer's AI agent is now about security and stakes, not capability. The same models power both.
Number 2. If you're selling AI to the U.S. government, your new baseline requirement is deploying updated models within 30 days of public release. Bespoke is dead.
Number 3. Red teaming AI before deployment, not after failure, is becoming the institutional standard. Expect that norm to migrate from defense into regulated industries within 18 months.
And finally, institutions are choosing engineers and technologists for top leadership roles at a pace we haven't seen since the early internet era. The signal is that the next decade rewards builders over operators.
That's the Synthetic Daily for today. All the sources and links are on the website if you want to dig deeper.
Thanks for listening. See you tomorrow.